professor at the Geneva University Medical School, where I'm in charge of the HIV/AIDS service.
You chaired the World AIDS Conference.
It was a very large conference with 13,000 participants, and volunteers were absolutely essential to the success of the conference. I think there were hundreds of them, 850 if I remember right. They were involved in all aspects of conference work, but particularly in orienting and showing people around and making sure they didn't get lost in Geneva and helping them find what they needed. When I say they were essential, it is because without the volunteer work, certain services at the conference just couldn't have been offered for economic reasons. But the economic reasons, meaning that their work was relatively cheap, was not the main reason. I think it gave a flavor to the conference. It showed that the local population was interested in the topic, that there were many people involved in HIV/AIDS work, and they were willing to give their time and effort to the conference for little retribution. And I think that contributed to the image of the conference in a very positive way.
You've kind of followed a little bit the creation of ICV, so what about that?
If you have 800 people working for you, there is a need for a backup organization. Otherwise, people are not going to be at the place where they are supposed to be at 8:30 in the morning, etc. And so there is a need for a strong organization, and this organization was more or less created, or the precursor of this organization was created at the International AIDS Conference in 1998 and evolved into ICV. So I think that there is particularly a need for a strong organization, which now is ICV, to organize volunteer work, and its services are invaluable. They know what they can do. They have a large file of potential volunteers that can be recruited. They know what these volunteers are capable of, whether they can fix a computer or show people around or know some obscure language or whatever. And of course, for somebody who organizes something who does not have this knowledge, ICV is an indispensable partner to mobilize those resources. And that's what ICV does, and does it very well. And that's why this organization has been a success.
A word to the volunteers, what would you say?
Yes, well, okay. If you are a volunteer, why would you do such a thing? Well, there are many things which you can get out of that experience. First of all, of course, you'll meet other people who are interested in the same things. For instance, in HIV/AIDS, if you're interested in that, the other volunteers will also be interested, and that's, of course, can be an enriching experience. Second of all, you gain experience working. And for young people who are always in the bind, I mean, they want to get a job and they don't have experience, and then the people say, well, you don't have experience, we can't give you a job and all that. Volunteer work is one of the ways you can get around that, and the certificate you have is very valuable. I also think that many people have a good time just meeting people from other countries. Participants at international conference are interesting people. They come from far away, they have other experience, speak other languages and all that, and meeting them and interacting with them has its own rewards. So these are three things that you will get out of the conference if you participate.